homemade parent candies. Is what he said.
Parent or parrots?
Yeah,
Parent.
candies.
Yeah, he definitely said parrot candies.
I mean, that would make more sense than fucking parent candies.
Why?
Why?
Hey, parents make candies. Parrots don't make candies. That's your statement.
How do you
is
know?
wrong.
Toucan
You
Sam!
never been to the Wonka factory?
But when he said, take this hammer,
It'll fit in your pocket.
it'll fit in your pocket.
It's like, whoa, is that a euphemism? Oh wait, it's a cartoon pig.
By the way, speaking of Porker, what was his tragic event?
He never mentions it.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Did he not?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
Maybe
he
it has to do with his fucking weird cannibalism.
That might be
Well,
it.
that's not on him because it was a restaurant that he went
I don't know.
to.
I'm not actually familiar with.
Maybe that was what it
I'm
was.
not either.
I did watch
Yeah,
a.
Him eating his own kind.
I did watch a thing with.
I don't know what he heard.
Jesus Christ.
I want to know his like
Si-
great power versus great power and great responsibility, like a great pig. And
With great pigs come great bacon.
Yeah.
I knew that would be the greatest bacon my uncle had ever seen, until he became bacon.
Oh man, maybe that's it.
With great livestock comes great
Porkability.
cholesterol. I don't fucking know.
Great cholesterol.
Cholesterol.
Oh man.
I'd say least favorite character is easily Peter Porker, but
Peter Porker's so good
But
though.
he was,
Mulaney.
yeah, which is like
If that's
if
safe.
that's
yeah.
that's your
It's,
least
it's
favorite.
by default, really,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Because Aunt May, fucking amazing. Was kind of-
Yeah.
That's one of the most badass.
She had a Madam
The
Web
most
feel to
badass
it.
Yeah,
portrayals.
I was
A
just
real
about to
Madam
say,
Web feel to
like,
her.
That's true.
like a modern ultimate kind of take on Madam Web.
Like,
Yeah.
oh man, if Aunt May was Madam Web,
I love that.
That would make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
The fact that she knew immediately that he was from an alternate dimension kind
Yeah.
of brings that into
I mean,
play.
you know,
But
Aunt May's
is-
been around.
She
Right.
had already met all like 3 of the other spiders.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
when
Right.
you see
So,
her
like, it
sit
makes
down in
sense.
that
Oh, yeah,
chair,
yeah, so
when
that
you
does
see
make sense,
when you see
actually.
her sit down in that chair, and whenever Miles comes back,
Oh, when she's drinking
and she's
the tea and
and
she
she's
already
drinking the
made
tea,
those
she
things.
crosses her legs and whatnot. She already has this prepared for him, and
Right.
she does this weird thing with her hands that is very Madam Web-esque, and she's got that big old webby background behind her. Oh yeah,
But also, who's the? I mean, she looked like Dr. Octavius, but who was the chick at the end?
It's the Doc Ock of this universe. We're in a completely different universe than we've been in before. That's
well, it's
why.
Doc Ock's daughter.
The 2099 one.
The 2099 one.
That's what I was talking about.
What?
She's
Who was that?
No,
The
she's
2099.
She's like a
one at the
program
end.
that
Was it a program?
Yeah.
isn't she?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought that.
think so.
I thought that
She's
might
like
have
his
been
Jarvis.
referencing
No, that wasn't.
Madam Web as well.
Maybe. I don't think so. I'm not as familiar with 2099.
Right. That's like his Jarvis, I think.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, that would make more sense.
I want a Jarvis.
But backtracking to Okdok and Aunt May, whenever she comes into the house and Aunt May was
Okdok.
like, "Oh, it's Liv."
Oh,
What did I say?
you know why? Because Doc Ock and Aunt May boned in the main timeline. They were a
a real
fucking
thing.
thing.
Wait, is Liv her daughter?
No,
No.
I've found nothing on Olivia, like
Right.
except for
Yeah.
except for this movie. As
Right.
far as I'm aware, she is completely original to this universe. She's not Doc Ock's daughter.
Which
Yeah.
fucking sweet take on.
Yeah, I really love.
Yeah, I love
that
her. I
Did
love her
not see
little
that
like
coming.
Not at all.
plastic things
Mm-hmm.
or rubber, or whatever they're made of.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah,
there were no name
tentacles?
drop.
Yeah.
There were
No,
no
they're
real
like
name
they're
drop
like air
references.
based,
Yeah.
like air's like flowing through them and stuff.
Right. And she was like pumping it in to choke
Yeah,
Peter out.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was really cool.
yeah, it's like one of those little things that test your blood pressure.
I love that it wasn't until she got really fucking cynical for a second and a half that Peter B was just like, "What was your name again?"
Yeah.
Oh man.
Do your friends call you Doc Ock? No.
My friends call me Liv.
My enemies call me Doc Ock. Ah.
You know, that whole scene, the whole Alchemex invasion scene, is my favorite in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Definitely. So many good lines.
He
that
didn't
are
get
so
the
fantastic.
bagel.
He really didn't.
Yeah.
He tried so hard.
gave
Did
it
you
to
notice
him?
whenever he threw the
Chucked it
bagel?
back.
Yeah, and then like it said bagel like
yeah.
right above the guy's head.
Fucking hit a guy with a bagel.
That stuff was really cool to catch when we weren't
Oh,
looking at all of the
that
front.
scene.
All the
stuff.
comic booky things that popped up through it were just perfect.
what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
Okay.
that girl's really tall.
slight sidebar, but if Marvel does, and I'm sure they will at some point, does a Deadpool movie, I think the best way to do it, if you're not going to go with the full R gore, is
Make it
something like
animated,
this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, an animated. And still, it's Ryan Reynolds would still probably want to do an animated.
Oh,
Deadpool.
absolutely. And it really sprung out to me how well those characters would play off of each other. How much of that humor is shared between Deadpool and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This was
Their
really
interplay is
Well,
amazing.
with the transdimensional stuff and everything, do you think we might get that in 2099?
Well, I mean, Deadpool's still
Spider-Man's-
Fox.
Yeah, the Deadpool Spider-Man movies have always been, or comics have always been really popular.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think we'll probably get something like that, but unfortunately probably not like this, which sucks because I certainly went into this with all the doubt and trepidation that I've been building for this movie, it being A, Sony, B, Sony Animation, and C, a Miles Morales movie, and most importantly, overwhelmed by the whole multiverse thing and setting up a franchise, and I was wrong. Like, it turned to meet and exceed all of my expectations, and this movie did something that you thought was impossible, and Justice League failed to do. And you rightly think is impossible, but it set up a multiverse with multiple different characters and pulled it off in one movie.
Yeah.
And made you care about the characters, make you want to see all of them do more things.
Yeah.
Doing
Makes you care
doing
about
that
more than
doing
one
that
dimension.
animated is a lot easier, and the main focus of the entire plot of the movie was the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's way different. It's a way different comparison.
It's really not that different though. A story's a story at the end of the day.
I mean, the whole thing with Flashpoint Paradox was the thing of it being.
But talking
Yeah,
about doing it live action,
Yeah.
for one, is way different because they destroy the multiverse in animated. DC,
Yeah.
like they've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Destroying it live action, I definitely agree that they should be able to do it live action, but their take on doing it was a lot slower paced because they wanted to do it like Marvel at first, and then they thought, well, we need to speed up. With this movie, it was literally just about the multiverse.
And they set it up right away at the very beginning of the movie, and then didn't really go through the scientific explanations or anything about it. They just went with it. Like, you guys
Well,
get it? Cool.
They do, in a sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Just, they have like the exposition of Liv being like they had a class about essentially what happened. That's why Miles guesses it so quickly.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah, but that's
mean,
not what I'm.
And it's theoretical physics. There's only
Right.
so much you can actually explain because
The rest
so
of
much
it's
you
math.
can't. Right.
More what I'm
And-
saying is they didn't explain it over and over and over and over and over.
Right.
again.
Well, yeah.
Right. Because they had faith in their audience.
Yes,
which is a good thing
that's
to have.
that's more what I was saying. Was like, you guys get it, cool. All right, we're moving on.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
like, especially with the first intro sequence of the original Spider-Man, where they were like, okay, you know the story, we got it. Okay, cool. We've done this origin story a million times. We
Right.
can move on from there.
The goober, in essence, sort of closes all of those potential plot holes because the original Spider-Man from their universe already knew that there was a device that could do this particular thing.
Yeah.
So it's like we have this information from this established authority in the universe that there is a way out of it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're given the tools to like construct the plot, and it makes sense to you from the get-go, which is
And
good
they're
storytelling.
very self-aware of the, oh, okay, this is typical Spider-Man stuff. He's gonna say, you have 24
Right.
hours. You have 24 hours.
Right. But then like you have big backtracks on that whenever Liv gets to talking about the multiverse thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
Kind of lied. Everything she said was just bad.
I think what sets this apart, and even movies, big events like Flashpoint, from other things that fail to do it, is from the beginning, it's very firmly established that Miles is your main character, and Peter B and Gwen are secondary, and everyone else is tertiary from that. And it's the same thing with Flashpoint, with Flash and Thomas Wayne and different characters. Never got that feeling from Justice League, and I think that's where it suffered. And where this movie shines is you have a main character that you're latched onto, and with that you can have other characters that are essential to the plot, but it doesn't feel like it's waving out of focus. And as crazy as this movie got, it always kept its focus on Miles' story.
Yeah, the characters were able to be more expressive in their tiny moments,
Right.
because they weren't overexerting the character itself.
Right,
I
and
feel
they weren't like tossing the story back and the plot back and forth. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Also, they hinted to it a few times, but Miles is studying Great Expectations. In his class, and that's what the essay is over. This movie basically mirrors that plot, like almost to a T. Like, yeah.
Didn't read it.
Oh, okay. Okay, basically, kid gets like sent to this lady to. I'm not gonna explain Great Expectations right now.
No, like
Because he's not the only one.
Okay.
I still want to be dumb.
yeah,
Right.
I'll be done.
Okay, Pip,
Yep.
who you may recognize from South Park.
Yep.
He's taken straight out of the book.
Right.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. He's taken to this this lady's house, and she has this young granddaughter, and throughout the whole time, they're trying to instill Pip with all of these things of being a gentleman, and basically supplant Spider-Man with gentleman.
Okay.
And
Got you.
get
All right, I
Right.
get you. I get you.
Right.
Sweet. But yeah, okay. So I can see from that point of view, that is a cool way of doing that out in a what you call it, a half bake, kind of, because as with O Brother Art Thou to Odysseus,
Yeah, that's it.
a half bake of that. I like it when they do things like that and
Yeah.
pick it out and really make it a shitload different, but follow the same kind of archetypical plot line. Yeah.
You know what I didn't like about this movie?
What was that?
The size of Fisk.
Yeah. Like, it
It
doesn't...
was a little rough.
Fisk is the most out of place looking character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
by
he
far.
just he
And there's a
doesn't
fucking
belong.
Pig. There's a fucking cartoon pig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And
No,
Fisk is the one that looks weird.
there's this scene whenever they're about to go try to make a new goober and whatnot, and and Fisk is they're all pulling up and Fisk is in one of the vehicles, and it shows the vehicle stop, and the next cut you get is him walking out of the vehicle.
How does he go through?
How did
doorways?
he get in the vehicle or out of the vehicle?
And the train sequence at the very end,
Yeah, he's caught
when
in
he
the
goes
doorway.
to the door, he literally can't. There's no way his physical body could have gotten through that door.
Well, shit, not even that. Whenever Spider-Man gets on the train, Fisk is on a building being grumpy, and then it cuts to Peter on the train, or it cuts to Miles on the train, and then Fisk is on the train.
They made him very Hulk-esque.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
sort of break through.
Yeah, he did have some super strength going
Which
on
is,
with him.
is
Yeah.
typical
Yeah, I mean, look at
shit.
Green Goblin in this movie.
Yeah.
He's
Isn't
giant,
that
giant dragon thing.
isn't that a form of him in some of the comics where he
I mean,
turns into
probably.
a
I
big
don't-
hulking beast
I don't know
instead
anything
of
about it.
the. But
I haven't read Ultimate.
the original
Right.
one
So
that
it's
I know of, which was one of the reasons, cause the only reason that I know anything about Spider-Man is Coco, and one of the things that he had about the original, the movies, the first movies, was that Green Goblin wasn't just supposed to be him basically going split the beast mode and putting on a suit. It was he actually turned into
he does, but he
an
doesn't-
actual beast, and his face looks very gargoyle-esque.
He
and
does,
everything.
but he doesn't Hulk
Right,
out or anything.
no.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Norman died, right? Yeah, Peter killed Norman
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
after he killed Gwen, and then fucking Harry took it up a few years later.
Wouldn't that be Peter B's?
Yeah, that would be Peter B's.
Yeah.
Assuming that Peter B is the amazing
Yeah.
timeline, then yeah.
And the first Peter is Tobey Maguire, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Because he does the.
very,
Right.
very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
I like that they
A
did
lot from
that.
that universe.
It shows that scene, and it shows one from Spider-Man 2 whenever he like catches a vehicle while he's sitting there talking to Mary Jane.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, just punches it out the window.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That
Well, in the original one, he didn't punch it out the window. He like
Right.
grabbed Mary Jane and like did that whole little Spider-Man slow-mo
Right.
poke him.
Did anybody else get the when he went to go and save Gwen? I knew they weren't going to do it because it's not a like necessarily dark movie, but I got that feeling of, oh my god, don't break her neck. Oh my god, don't break her neck. Oh my god,
Right.
don't break her neck.
Yeah.
Like like that whole
I'm
time
glad-
he's rushing
think
towards her, I
that-
was like, he grabbed her. Okay, cool.
I wish they would have referenced it though.
I
some kind
feel like that was a
At first
reference
it's
to it.
No, like-
like twist her
yeah,
hand.
yeah, exactly. Like some kind of dark
Oh,
joke
my
like
neck
that.
Oh my god! And then she
Uh,
just gets
yeah,
back
like
up.
whenever
What?
it-
What?
The way to do that spot is like whenever he had his hand stuck in her hair, just like as he's sitting there pulling on it, she's just like, you're gonna break my neck.
Oh, that would have been great.
Speaking of which, I'm a huge fan of the amazing run up to the Romero era, and the night when Stacy died is pretty much the peak of good Spider-Man.
Such a fucking dark
It
scene.
is.
Like thinking that he for the minute thinks that he was successful and like, ugh, so rough.
So I've always been kind of iffy about the whole Spider-Gwen thing, but this iteration of the character is probably my favorite Gwen, and there have been some good ones. Emma Stone was probably one of the only really good things that holds up about the Amazing movies, and the Spectacular Spider-Man Gwen is great.
I liked what's his dude is Peter Parker.
I did too.
Terry McGinnis. What's his name?
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah,
There we go.
Garfield,
That was close.
yeah. Were you?
No.
Let us have it.
Batman Beyond. Isn't it?
Yeah.
like not even.
Thank you. I was like, what the
Not
fuck? I know
even-
that name.
It's not the same universe. Not even the same comic books.
Tomato, potato.
DC, Marvel. Who the fuck cares?
What?
None.
Those are different things.
Does he say tomato, potato? Do you say tomato, potato?
Do you
No.
say tomato, potato?
Okay.
You were just very
He
wrong.
says
I
tomato,
know.
potato. Thank you very much.
Tomato, potato. I kind of wish Tombstone making a weird appearance in this. I couldn't even like place him until it was over. Fucking
Was
Where?
he the dude with the guns?
yeah,
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was gonna ask who that was, and I kept forgetting.
right. I kept thinking Solomon Grundy in my head and was like, no,
That's what I
He
thought.
was,
I was like,
he was
that's
in the
not
whole
how
movie.
it
He was in a whole bunch. He was in a lot of different bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he
But
was
I
in the.
didn't-
He was like
Yeah.
Fist's right hand man, just like
Right.
he always
I just didn't
is.
know who he was.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, I thought you were just saying like he just showed up at the end.
No.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate the
Oh yeah,
fact
them
that
throwing
like the fact that they never say. I don't think they ever say Scorpion's name out
Yeah,
loud.
they
Well,
say
someone says,
they
"Oh,
reference
you
it.
must
Yeah,
be the Scorpion."
They,
Right.
they write it. Like,
We're the
in
spider
Spanish, right?
gang.
I wish I spoke Spanish, so I knew what him and Miles say to each other.
Right.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'm glad they didn't subtitle that.
Yeah.
because that's cool.
They did subtitle the first thing that he said in Spanish.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because look, there's a bunch of little spiders or something.
yeah, something like that.
But they did subtitle that, and I was almost upset that they didn't do that for the rest of it, and I was like, that would have been too much.
No,
Yeah.
I think I like having that Easter egg in there because one of the cool things about Miles is that
He's
like,
multicultural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking
I feel that only
Spanish-speaking people can
because
relate to superheroes.
I feel that only because of Adventure Time and the fact that Randy Korn speaks Korean.
Yeah.
And you can go back and watch the scenes, and it's the actual translation.
Yeah,
like you can
that's
go back
it.
and watch it with the subtitles, and it has like it says it in Korean in the English subtitles. You have to
Right.
actually go online and find people who have subbed it themselves.
Yeah, apparently, like in
It's a real conversation.
other languages, in like subversions, it's not fucking translated in the Spanish conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, I do appreciate that element, but that's probably only because of of Lady Randy Korn, and because I love Adventure Time so much. But I got to talk about Noir again.
Yeah.
The original scene that you see him in, how is there wind in there? We're in a basement. The wind follows where I go. And it smells like rain. Just every single little line he had just built him up more and more from that point.
And also, Gwen was totally okay with that. Like, Miles and Peter Parker B was just like, they were like, why is he in black and white?
Yeah.
Why is there rain? And she was just like, that's neat.
I think she was the first one to cope with the interdimensionality.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She was the first one to for it to happen to.
She was the
wasn't it?
only one to land right.
She was, but she does have the grace and agility of a dancer.
Yeah, trained dancer.
That's fair. But like you can see her. Everybody else, I feel like,
Got
gets sucked
fired,
in
like,
and is
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the hell's going on? And you see her actually go, okay, this is weird, but all right,
Right.
and like put her stance in before she even gets to the
I mean,
other
how long
side.
had she been there? She had enough time to enroll herself into a school.
She got blown into last week.
Last week, yeah, she had only gotten there the day that Miles did.
Miles
It
has
would've
been
been
there.
the night.
No,
Miles
Miles
has
lives
been there
there.
for a while.
Oh yeah, you're right. She had only been there she'd only been at the school that day, is what I'm
This is
saying.
the only plot
The
hole
day
I
that we
can-
see him in the school for the first time was when she got there. I think she came in the night before that.
I don't know. Nolan needs a shovel.
Yeah, this is the only plot hole I can think of, and I feel like there's just something I'm missing in the explanation here. But how did she get into the school?
She's
That's
super
what I'm saying.
She's super intelligent.
Yeah, but you still
and-
need parents,
Right,
and it's
but
still
no,
a
I
school,
mean, you
and
didn't
she's
have
still
to
under
apply,
18.
You still
Yeah,
need a social security number. Like, she just
how
showed
did
up.
how did she figure
It's
her
also
way into the?
I kind of just want to assume she
Malcolm X,
stole a
that could all
uniform.
be- yeah, you could just steal a uniform.
I'm
Right.
assuming, like, to just get into school, she was only in the school for a day, that she just stole
Why
a
did she
uniform.
go to class?
she was in school for more than a day.
To look, not.
She was. You see her in school one day with him while he doesn't have spider
Yeah.
powers. Then you see her. The next time you see her is when he has powers and he rips out and he has to have his hand cut out of her hair.
Really subtle
That's
dialogue
after.
moment there. She's like,
Just calm down.
yeah, I just started here. She's like, oh, well, we have that in common.
Yeah.
One thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she realizes that.
Mhm.
Oh,
And then when she definitely realizes what's happening. When doesn't he get a thing when they start talking and he gets nervous?
No, he just
No,
gets
he
he
just
just
gets
gets super
I
sweaty.
thought
sweaty.
he got little lines.
he's still fucking up, you know? Like, he still
He's
doesn't
not,
feel
it's not
that.
settled
He hadn't
yet.
even gotten the line. The first time he gets the lines is when he's in the sewer.
But I feel like when he did that, yeah, she did say just relax.
Yeah.
Right.
Immediately
she
when
gave
he
the
stuck to
same advice
her.
that Peter B. Parker
Yeah.
gave him.
Right.
Just relax. Can you just relax and let go? Like
What
that?
was it she said whenever she sees him climbing on the wall outside the school? Like,
Oh,
okay,
Oh,
then.
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
I think it was just well.
It was more of a, like, that makes
Yeah.
sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I-
oh, okay then.
I do like that they went when he was going through the comic. It was like, oh, it's all the exact same things that I just said.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
I like that their Spider-Man is like a comic book character in
The true-
addition. Yeah, the,
The true life
story.
tales of. Catch's name is Billy.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
That's like a thing that happens in most comics nowadays, especially in like animated stuff and live action. Like you'll see like they actually have comic books of these real superheroes. Like Wonder Woman in the New 52 has her own merch line so that
Right.
she can make money.
It's in Logan
Yeah.
that the tales of the X-Men were made into comics and stuff.
Yeah. Just
I-
glorified versions of these people.
I think I missed that in Logan. I didn't.
I mean,
was
the
too-
entire reason to go to that one place up north was because of a comic book.
Oh. Yeah. Still, I
He
guess I haven't
he
seen
makes
it
a
in so
huge
long.
deal about it, like throughout most of the movie.
I guess I haven't seen it in so long, or I just wasn't paying attention to anything but the gore. That's kind of what I
Yeah.
watched that movie for, honestly.
It's a really good movie without it.
But speaking of merch lines,
Watch it noir.
Stan Lee's scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Aw.
Cried the first time we saw it.
Right. This one hit
Me and
hard.
Walter both did.
I didn't even recognize the joke the first time around because my heart was being torn open.
Mm.
It was just like no refunds, no returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The camera pans.
It
over.
will eventually.
Yeah.
Wee.
Yeah. Which is like it's just cool because 2 minis.
Right. Yeah, that in the ending line
Oh yeah.
that you
Yeah.
see with
Yeah,
Stanley's
that's
name,
classic.
it's just like, oh man, rip my heart out. Jesus.
Fuck.
And you
Shit.
gotta think there, like, that "I'm gonna miss him" line was recorded before he died, before they knew he was going to die.
I mean, they knew he was going to die.
I'm wondering
But
how many
maybe
more movies
not
they
that.
have with him that are.
Yeah.
What's the last movie that we're gonna get
Did
with
they
the
say there was
Stanley
like
cameo?
4, including this one? Somewhere between 4 and 6. I can't remember.
Something like that, but I'm not sure how.
I mean, Marvel lies all the time.
Right,
so.
exactly.
I feel like they'll figure out ways to put him in some way, shape, or form in reference.
I don't know if they'll do that. I
In
hope
reference,
they don't.
not like
Oh.
him animated or a different person with
Right.
his face or like whatever. I mean like
That was
just like
something.
a billboard with him on it doing something. Or
I actually
like,
didn't expect his cameo to be like this big. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a scene, but I expected
Yeah.
him to just be like somewhere in the background.
Yeah.
and maybe since they knew he was going to go eventually, they might have just recorded a shitload
Oh, they probably.
of funny little cameo bits and audio bites and like whatever,
They
just for like coming over the radio or like what. Like,
They probably
something.
did, and I'm sure that these last few that we're going to get are going to be very well placed and emotional because they're expecting any one of them to have been the last one
Probably.
that we got.
Probably the most paid attention to part of the movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I mean, even thinking back on the one in Venom, like that one's a lot more.
That one's good.
That's
That's a lot more pedestrian. Like,
Still haven't
It's a
seen
lot
that.
more sincere than
Yeah.
the comedic ones that we've
what's
gotten.
his cameo in that?
He's like
He's walking a dog
yeah
at
he's
the
yeah
end.
he's just walking a dog and Venom like Ed Hardy and him are walking past.
Ed Hardy.
Whoops. Tom Hardy and Venom are walking past him and Venom just goes, "Who's that guy?"
What's with his shirt?
And he says some really like nice, sweet advice, and then like, who's that guy? And, but like, because the ones in the Marvel movies usually tend to be a lot more comedic and lighthearted, so I'm expecting.
Don't you make me come down there, punk. Marjorie, how's your mother?
I really hope that we at least get one in Far From Home. Like that'd be a good one to go out.
Most
on.
of that was already filmed before
Oh yeah.
he
They could-
he passed, so
They
I'm
could
sure.
do one in there.
Right.
Yeah.
They know the movies they're making.
Yeah.
So they could have already done like all the Stanley like, all right, let's do the one for the fucking next Spider-Man movie. All right, let's do one for Black Widow, and just get all of them out. Like,
Yeah, we'll definitely have one in Endgame.
oh yeah,
For sure. That's the next one that's coming out, right?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, Captain Marvel and then that.
Fuck yeah.
I'm sure we'll get one in Captain Marvel, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Most def.
I wonder how heartfelt and like gut wrenching that one will be.
I mean, I feel like it's probably still just gonna be funny. I don't know if
I mean, this one was funny too. But
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
they
there's-
they put the music in there to have it have an emotional hit
Right.
as
Right.
well because they had that like one of those little boom pause like a full note.
And speaking of
Gonna miss him.
emotional hits, this movie did a really good job of capturing the mythos and pathos of Spider-Man to such an extent that was spending really no time with mainline Peter Parker. Like you felt it whenever he died.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, those hit. I mean, just the hits in this movie were awesome. Like
Yeah.
actual like physical hits. Like you could feel it. Like when you it was very believable. Like whenever Miles threw a taxi cab at Fisk,
Right.
and like instead of him just like you thought it hit hard enough that you thought it actually hurt him. Then you see him lift it up, and you're like, "Oh shit, dog!"
Good animation and sound design always
Yeah.
has a sense of gravity, and
Oh yeah.
Speaking of that last fight with Fisk, whenever he I didn't realize this until the last time we just watched it. When he puts his hand on his shoulder and says "Hey," the word "Hey" appears rapidly in the background.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the first time either.
That's good. He had to put out a lot of electrical force to stop that entire thing, and like putting it through Fisk, and Fisk shoots all that distance, and he still is electrified enough to shut down everything.
You know who went underdeveloped? I think as a good decision was Miles' mom.
yeah,
She only has one real significant line, and she says, well, "People in our family don't give up."
Yeah.
yeah.
Or don't run from things.
Yeah,
Just don't run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't run.
But yeah.
More tomatoes and potatoes.
Which is really poignant considering the plot. But
Yeah.
I mean, as
And,
far
like,
as
a lot
like
of her
development for her,
A lot of her small lines, though, also show a lot of Miles' development. Like, especially when she speaks Spanish, it shows.
well, yeah. I mean,
The little stuff of her, like, taking up for him when he's obviously upset and, like,
right.
that kind of stuff.
Just the beginning of the movie when she's like, "We gotta go, just a minute." Then they're at the front of their door and she's sitting there kissing his face. It's just a minute. Like, she's his rock, man. But the bigger thing was between like Miles, his dad, and his uncle.
Yeah.
Like that was the big like motivational thing that was supposed to push him to becoming Spider-Man.
I'm really glad they underplayed the romantic thing between him and the pseudo-romantic thing between him and Gwen.
Yeah, no, it was about them being friends.
Yeah.
Also, how was she able to contact him? Because I know.
Well, you see the portal come up at the end?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, how was the portal a thing?
I don't know.
She probably
'Cause-
there's a number of things she could have done.
There's probably still some
Might-
sort of rift. Things are probably different forever because of what happened.
Yeah.
Because
I know
and
you
this-
mentioned that when you wanted to watch it again, you're gonna look to see if like you saw something whenever Miles was looking into the Spider-Verse.
I
but there was.
I scoured that whole
There was
screen.
nothing.
There was nothing. There were little planets that I didn't see before. There were little like circular
Yeah,
objects
they
that
were,
were
like,
like red
nebulous,
on the
too.
I
bottom
kept feeling
and
pulled
stuff.
to look at the middle, but there
Yeah.
was nothing there.
The metal.
I was looking for any kind of like winking eye or like anything, some kind of fucking, not whispering eye, winking eye.
Well,
Oh,
Anyway.
that's not what I was laughing at.
Okay, what are you laughing
Metal.
at?
the
Did I say middle weird?
No, that is Tenacious D.
Rob
Comes from
tried to
hell.
kill the metal.
they're already planning on
It was shot to the ground.
a Gwen movie
Like
next.
standalone,
Yeah.
animated.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, are we gonna get 2099 next?
I doubt we would get.
Do you,
that.
Yeah.
well, I think
Make your way there.
I think that it will be
No, they're not.
2099 going to Gwen, and that being the reason that she can go through and do the rift and
I think
portal
we'll-
stuff.
That would make a lot of sense.
Maybe. I think we'll get a little bit more 2099 throughout a few more movies where we actually get that character, since that character is probably the least well known of the Spider-Man.
I don't know. I knew him. I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure less people knew about the Penny.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
I
but
would.
although
or
they were
Noir,
brought
or-
in because of their obscurity.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm talking about like Spider-Gwen, Miles, obviously Peter.
Yeah.
Like,
You
Miles
couldn't
got-
really do the obscure ones very wrong in most people's eyes.
I don't think that those need to get their own movies
No.
for a bit.
I'd like a 30-minute Will Noir.
I would love that.
Just
that
for
would
the
be,
comedy of
that
it.
would be great. Yeah.
Do you remember how hard Miles got shit on when Spider-Man Ultimate came out? Ultimate Spider-Man first came out? Because there was that weird moment of like the same kind of thing where people who were talking shit about Donald Glover potentially playing
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Right.
which was just bullshit. Like Spider-Man's not black. Like, what? Like,
Yeah,
fuck
he is.
you. Well, he is now.
I
So
know. Like,
this
yeah.
one
I wanna
is.
see Miles
This one
actually-
is in
I wanna
this
see-
universe. Like you can't let that happen.
I want to see Gambino actually beat the Prowler.
That would be cool.
I really
And
want to
then
see
they-
it. I think it's gonna. I think that'll be super cool.
But he's already in the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the Prowler.
as Aaron Davis.
Why
He
wasn't?
is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was his
Yeah.
son.
No, you actually even see in his rap sheet that he has the alias the Prowler.
Oh shit! Didn't know that. My bad.
Yep.
Why wasn't Miles's dad shocked that Uncle Aaron was the Prowler?
He probably knew.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, is that why he didn't want Miles around him too much?
Probably.
I mean, he's-
And we all make choices.
well, he knew that he just wasn't doing stuff that was good. I don't know if he knew that he was the Prowler.
I think
He
that
might have
would've
known
been a
that he
little
had
further.
some connection to like crime.
Fisk, yeah. Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
He
Yeah.
probably had his suspicions.
Right.
Well, they were
It's
both doing
like-
crimey stuff before he
it's
became
like-
a cop.
It's like you never know until you roll over the mattress and you find the pills. You can tell when you look at somebody.
How do you just know when your relative is dressing up as a villain in glowy clothes
When
and
you're-
sharp claws?
Like,
when
weird
you're a
cat
cop
claws.
and that's kind of your job to know those things about the town. I mean,
I mean, that just brings up like, has he been caught or all these different kinds of other.
possible.
I
And if
doubt
he-
it. Look at him.
I
They
mean,
could have done that.
if
Point
he
Break
had,
there,
then
right?
Fisk is in every pocket everywhere anyway. So
Right.
it's
Exactly.
not like he wouldn't have been out literally in an hour,
I like how
if not
Ravencroft.
immediately.
Okay. I was trying to think of what the fucking Arkham of Spider-Man was.
I like how they established Miles' dad is not being corruptible by, like him insisting that he wouldn't run.
Yeah.
Or like, but not your dad.
Some cops will, but not your dad.
Freezer.
What?
I gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, same by the way.
Right on.
Oh.
Will you reach D?
Pause.
If there's one
What
remaining.
power?
Computer. Pause.
Alexa, I'm leaving you.
All the Alexas went off in the house whenever I got there today. They just all kept saying,
There's just one, isn't there?
there's... Sydney's, like, response in the library as well.
Okay.
But I heard it echo twice, and I heard it be like, I don't understand what you just said, and I was just like, it was just me and Danny in the room. I hadn't turned Netflix on yet, and I was about to open the door to let him out, and I was just like...
Okay.
Shins.
Bitter.
Say better?
It's a bitter. I have to pee. No.
We were Prowler.
Yeah, we were
We were
We were at the end of talking about Prowler.
Should cut it soon so this isn't like too incredibly long. For
That's
sure.
fine. I'll deal with it.
What are you drinking?
Plus
Zach?
we lost some stuff. So.
Di Serrano and
I mean,
vanilla
either
Coke.
way, not all videos need to be 2 hours long or over.
The main thing that we lost was the fact that they had put a lot of references in the billboards whenever Nolan talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
That and the Peter B. Parker conversation.
And we got some of
We
that
referenced some of that,
Yeah, we got some of that back.
Some
the
of
whole
it.
thing.
Oh, that's really cold. Oh, hot damn. Cold
This
damn.
is my jam. Keep it party until the AM.
No.
Y'all don't understand?
No.
Make me throw my hand. Nobody in the air? Oh. That's on camera. Just so you know.
Cool. Thank you for that, Falco.
That's on camera. B-roll.
Bark a bark.
That is going away.
she
That's
she
the first
jumped
thing I'm
to the
deleting.
wall, literally, when he barked.
That's frothy and cold.
The hug at the end, and the Miles and his dad.
Oh, I love that he says I love you.
I love
right
you.
there. It's
I
so
love
great.
It's just like,
His fake fucking
Yeah.
Spider-Man voice. Classic.
I
Look forward to working with you.
now, I haven't read Ultimate much, and certainly not up to the Miles stuff. But from what I understand, this movie kind of took some different turns
Oh,
with
yeah.
the origin and everything.
It's not the only Ultimate I've read. That's just a tiny bit different.
I
Well, there's
really
some movies.
I really like the twist on the dead uncle trope,
Yeah.
and I also like the way that the tension in Miles's character is so well portrayed in his dad and his uncle.
Yeah.
Like,
They're kind of an externalization of,
Mhm.
of what he's experiencing.
And his genuine.
and what he can be like
Right.
a normal man doing his best, and a not so good man with potential and abilities, using and squandering those and using those for lesser purposes, but also emotionally shut off and stern and expressive and everything. Like, there's good and bad to
Right.
both sides that pull at him.
Exactly. I'd much rather hang out with fucking Aaron than,
Right.
than Miles' dad.
The
Yeah.
genuine chaos in Miles' voice when he's trying to get out that his uncle is the Prowler.
Yeah.
Like that was good fucking voice acting and good facial expression and animation.
Yeah.
Like
That,
super awesome.
the speech that what's
Yeah.
Miles' dad's name? Why can't I think of it?
Jeff.
Is it Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Jeff is giving him the speech from the other
Name's
side
Jeff.
of his dorm.
Ooh.
Dude. Oh.
And the little knock knock at the end.
That's so
I wanted Miles to like just bang his head on the door.
Yeah,
just
I wanted him
Yeah.
to give him something. But
Yeah. But I mean, he's still in the suit. He's
Right.
covered in spider webs.
Well, his
Yeah.
dad wasn't gonna come to the door just because he knocked. It was like an acknowledgement.
Well,
His-
no, but if he would have sit there and started making like muffled noises or anything
Well,
like that, his
I
dad
didn't
would
say
have thought.
muffled.
And his
noises.
dad also just
But his
thought
mouth is covered up and
his
whatnot.
No, he
dad
said-
also
That's
at that
why I
point
said
thought
not.
that Spider-Man killed his uncle.
Right.
Yeah.
So
he was just
either it was going to be now Spider-Man's fucking with my kid, or oh shit, my kid's Spider-Man.
I mean,
One
if
of the
he,
two.
Okay, hold on one second. If he he's gonna think probably Spider-Man's fucking my kid, but he's not gonna fucking unwind him from the chair, see him in that fucking $10 fucking Spider-Man costume, and think my kid's
that's
Spider-Man.
With
he
the
killed.
with the actual working spiderweb
Well, he did
slinger and
see-
everything.
He did see him in the kid Spider-Man
Yeah,
Right.
uniform.
That is true.
that's what he saw standing over
Right.
his uncle.
Aaron's
That's-
fine.
Yeah, you're true.
So like him getting his attention at that point wouldn't have been a good idea from like
Right.
A1
Yeah.
start. Like,
And that sucks.
and I feel like the silence played more into the suspense of the scene than it would have if he would have made some muffled noises or whatever.
Not even suspense of the scene, the sadness of the scene. He couldn't,
Yeah,
because Miles needed his dad right then,
Yeah.
and his dad needed Miles right then. Like they needed each other so bad at that moment,
Right.
and
There was just this thing separating them, both the
the way
wall
that
and-
the way that they did the wall, like
Yeah.
a little bit between the both of them, and like
We're all grown men with dads. We can all relate.
For sure. That's the thing. Say,
Essentially, Serena.
Yeah.
say.
I never forget about you.
There's a sense of there's a sense to the scene that is just the score behind it really put some weight on it, and that for me really killed it. Other than just the speech itself and how much like he was thinking as he was talking, and like he didn't really. It sounded like he didn't really think out what he was going to say.
Yeah.
At all. And
I mean, how do you tell your son that his favorite uncle just died?
yeah.
he didn't even do it.
Potentially his only uncle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely his favorite then.
And his least favorite.
Shit. And oh man, him pulling off the mask to get out of that, but at the same time that getting him killed, like, oh man. And also, you're telling me that suit survived wrecking off motorcycles and
Yeah.
all kinds of shit,
Kingpin's
but
gun.
one bullet from Kingpin's gun,
Kingpin's gun.
Super gun.
I don't think it's
So-
really a super gun. It just
it's
looks like a
so-
regular
He
fucking
wouldn't.
deagle.
He wouldn't carry a regular gun.
It just looks like a regular deagle.
He's able to
Yeah, it
push
looks like
out
a
the
regular.
energy of fat bodiness
Right.
through the gun,
Yeah.
and it shoots through the bullets and into the prowler.
Well, he can,
I'm the
apparently
jugger gun,
he
bitch.
can-
Like,
he can transmutate his body to fit through doorways. I'm sure he has a fucking baller gun.
Yeah.
Why
Oh.
didn't Miles like scream Uncle Aaron when he was chasing him? I feel like that would have solved something a lot sooner, less death.
probably
still would've
kind
died, but-
No, because he doesn't know how Aaron is going to react.
Right.
Up until then, it's
Even when he's like on the edge of the house, he's
Right.
not like,
yeah.
it's me. See, cool, we're cool. He's
Yeah,
like,
no. Whenever he
"Please
pulls his
don't
mask
fucking
back
kill
over,
me."
he thinks he's gonna kill him. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
yeah, oh, absolutely.
it's the
he does.
last ditch fucking effort,
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, who knows what Fisk has on him, or maybe
Right.
it's not just like a payment.
And also
like,
one of the last things that original Spider-Man told him was, keep your mask, keep your face hidden.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone know who you are.
right.
Yeah.
And I think he took that very much to heart,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
as with everything that Spider-Man told him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've made my word out of this. I have to get this done. I have to get this done.
All right.
Which, like,
What a dumb fuck to keep the goober in your pocket while you're practicing falling off of buildings.
Yeah.
he's a fucking kid. You haven't broken your phone in your pocket?
Not in my
Not
pocket.
in my pocket.
Okay, you haven't done enough jumping off of stupid shit. But anyway,
I've
It's
jumped off of
fallen
plenty of
off and
stupid
stuff,
shit, and I've never
broken.
broken my phone.
Yeah.
you
From
did
jumping
more
off.
jumping off of stupid shit when you didn't really have a expensive phone.
But either way, I've always had a phone, and I've always jumped off of stupid shit. One time I've ever broken
you
my
jump off
phone,
of a
I jumped
building?
into a pool.
Did you jump off of a building, land on a flagpole, fly into a power line, slam against said building, and then slam against the concrete on your side? No,
I have
think
another
you did.
plot hole grievance, potentially. Again, this one might be explained away easily. But the spider that bit Miles was from Alchemex.
Yeah.
It also came through the portal because it glitched. How is that possible? Because did it come from an Alchemex in another dimension? And if that's the case, why? How?
I think that they probably did experiments on said spider with the collider, and that's why it's glitching out.
Yeah, I don't know if
They
it
probably,
was
like,
from another.
They probably like sent spiders through or something and back or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or I mean,
See, yeah, that's
We're all
that's
up in the
it's
air
a-
on that
it's
one.
a minor
Yeah.
plot hole.
I mean, if it would
because-
have came back, Peter B was trying to explain like he doesn't think his atoms fit well. That's why he was glitching. So
Yeah.
like, if they sent them through and then they sent them back, wouldn't they stop glitching once they came back?
they should. Yeah.
Because their cells
No.
aren't dying anymore.
I mean,
Yeah, you're right. It had
Well, I
to
was
be
fixing-
if you come from another universe that you're not supposed to be in, that's
Yeah.
why your cells.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's
so-
what she's saying.
He said once you.
Okay, no. I retract. It's probably the same spider that bit 616 or 67 or another universe. That
Oh, just got transported.
right,
Then why do you get different powers from it?
Because we
Because-
haven't seen the one who got
exactly.
those powers yet.
Oh, okay. So it came from the universe.
Yeah, so he probably got the same powers as
Well,
there's
does-
another one that's out there somewhere, or if that might not, that
Does-
spider might not have even bitten anybody yet, other than
Is Miles from a different like? I know he's from the Ultimate Universe, but like he's not from an alternate timeline within that, is he? Or like his?
No. He's
And he does have like the invisibility and shit. in
yeah,
that.
yeah. and
Okay,
and
so,
venom
like, that could
spikes-
just
spike
be-
things.
That could just be something with that spider. Like it could.
and
that
it did
spider
have
could
40.
just a different,
It had
like,
42 on it,
Yeah,
so there were obviously more than one spider.
there's
Right?
a lot of
So
there's a lot of 42.
The only thing that I can think
Yeah.
of is that
I think that's supposed to be the universe number.
right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But we're in 616, right?
No, 616 is the main.
What's the one that we're in
We're in the
in
Ultimate
this one?
Universe.
Yeah,
In-
but what
in
number
this-
is that?
We don't know. It's
Right.
its own universe, but
We're assuming it's like parallel to the Ultimate one because Miles.
Didn't it
no,
say it on the
there's-
screen?
There's differences to the Ultimate Universe.
Didn't it say it in the middle on the screen? It said that in a number, and then it said the numbers of the other universes, the 5 other universes that got affected.
Did they have numbers?
Yeah, they all had little
I'm-
lines under them
Oh shit.
and numbers.
Whenever like their comic books got thrown down, it said their numbers, but I wasn't paying enough attention for that.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Shit.
But Miles
Shit,
did
we'll
say
have to
42
revisit.
on it. I do
Right.
know that.
Okay, it did.
Ish.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
Because
Oh,
I
well, yeah.
was like,
Okay,
I
then.
was thinking I really want to read this comic now while I'm at work, and then I made sure to look
There
at
are
the number
plenty
on
of
it.
references to the number 42 throughout
Yeah.
the whole movie. Like
Hitchhikers.
when he falls off the building, there's a 4 and a 2 that land on either side of him.
Mm-hmm.
There's the whole thing with the lottery balls. at the
Oh,
beginning.
shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't actually notice. I didn't take any attention to the numbers on the ball.
Yeah.
So
And
Pretty
the
much
spiders.
anywhere you see numbers, there's a 42 around.
Hmm.
But yeah, see, that's one. I mean, it's just unclear right there, and
Yeah.
it didn't occur to me until the second time I saw it. It's not even really relevant at all. It's just like
Right.
Yeah.
I was doing more of an analysis this time around because
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
had the leisure to, because I wasn't so enveloped in the plot.
yeah, which there was. God, just the fact the first time that we came out of the movie, it was just like we have to see that again. Like there's way too much.
Still want
and
to see it in 3D.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to own this motherfucker.
I don't even-
It's a
Yes.
good movie.
I want to own it, but I don't know if I want to see it in 3D. I like
that movie's gonna be fucking awesome in 3D.
Yeah.
I'd probably rather see it in IMAX.
I've-
Oh, yeah.
that.
That.
Yeah, I would do it in IMAX 3D. Like, especially domed
Do you wanna put it
IMAX
next
3D
Yeah.
would be dope.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That would be amazing. Especially that the scene where he finally takes that, like, actual leap of faith and he's upside down above the city and,
What's
like,
Up, Dangerous
does the...
Lane?
Yeah. When he breaks
God.
glass off a building and just neglects it.
Such
Somebody got
Damn.
stabbed and murdered.
I,
That's all I think when I see that scene. I hear other people just like, man, it's so pretty. I'm like, somebody died.
Well,
Well, you can't throw a penny
underneath
off
that
the...
was a smaller building, so it probably
That building
just
was pretty
landed
tall.
on
He
that
had a
building.
lot of fall distance.
You can't throw
Yeah,
any...
but wouldn't the glass have just would the glass have just fallen like relatively straight down, or would it have just been like?
I mean, it would have probably because he went off on an outward motion, so it would have been moving
Have you guys
forward.
heard about the urban legend that you can throw a penny off the Empire State Building if it lands on the ground? It could actually go through somebody's head, which is totally false because terminal velocity is a thing. But the reason that it can't get there is because not only does it have outward layers, but the wind rushing through always pushes everything against the building. So any glass that was falling with the surface area that it had would have just flown back against the building eventually.
But it still would have been going down.
It would have been going down, but it would have fallen against the building and down onto the lower level, and it wouldn't have reached the actual ground. That's what I'm saying.
So unless someone's just like leaning up against the building.
Yeah,
as a
someone just
person-
said
They
that.
climbed
they
it
would
out
have
of the
to-
way,
There was
they
a
were
guy.
leaning up
No,
against
there
it.
was just a guy that was on break taking a cigarette
Yeah,
in.
and a fucking
That
fish
would be
man
a
fucking
thing.
climbed up there to get Spider-Man, and then just
But like
No, he
anything,
deserved it.
anything flat and with any kind of surface area that can catch any kind of wind flows back against the building eventually because of how wind flows.
Well,
through the
either
city.
way, that's vandalism.
he
How did
is a
Miles
vandal.
survive the punch?
Huh?
How did Miles survive that punch?
Yeah. questions.
Because
Uh,
my
he
theory.
did it with one arm. That
my-
time.
I mean, he didn't
That's
have his
one.
face put into a multiverse
Yeah.
beam for
my,
like 20
my
seconds.
theory was that like Peter Parker, they have regeneration, right? All Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
So,
super
like,
healing.
Something of
he
a
had-
healing factor.
Yeah.
So since he had been
It's
put
not
through
really-
that relatively recently and his body hadn't regenerated enough because he was coughing,
And
and then when it hit him, it was just too much.
I feel like when he
Spider-Man
hit him,
doesn't
he.
have like a healing factor like Wolverine does or anything.
No,
like that.
No,
it's
but
it's
it's still,
slower. Like
I feel like when he hit him in the. He hit the original Spider-Man in the lungs, and he was already coughing, so he probably already had punctured a lung.
He's super strong. I mean,
Right.
he's
For sure.
he's the strongest human in the MCU, and with that comes a lot of endurance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he
But
also broke that
healing,
lung.
any kind of healing or regeneration, that
That it remains to be seen if any of that is like supernatural, other than if you're in peak physical condition, you'll heal
You're in-
faster.
right. Or you just deal with more.
Yeah.
But isn't
like,
Miles
Spi-
like 13?
He's 16.
Is he 16?
No, wait.
he looks
'Cause
like
he
he's
was
a
in
young.
middle
He's in
school.
middle school.
He's in middle school.
Yeah.
I was thinking eighth grade at most.
Because he said, yeah,
He's like-
can I go back to Brooklyn Middle? So,
Yeah, he's like 13, 14, bro.
Yeah.
yeah. I was 13 in middle school, but I was pretty
13 in high school.
young. Yeah, same. When I started freshman year, yeah. Damn September birthdays.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, I would say that one, he only did it with one arm. Two, I don't think he hit as much of a vital area. I think he hit him more in the stomach-ish area.
Yeah, I think he was just Miles was better off at that
Yeah.
time than
Yeah.
Peter was.
And
Like,
I feel like when he hit him, I feel like when I watched the angle, especially the second time, when I watched the angle the first time, I thought this anyway, but when I watched the angle the second time, it looks like he literally puts both of his fists on both of his lungs and
Yeah.
just like
smashes
crushes
it,
him.
yeah.
So, and you see him very,
He's also like
Head
propped
backward
against
and,
that,
like-
that thing.
That-
Like you're.
Yeah.
just-
And you don't know what
if
was
your
behind
neck-
him. Could have been a lead pipe. Could have
Right.
been.
yeah,
If your neck didn't snap, then your lungs would cave in.
Yeah.
Like,
Also-
if you get hit hard.
can't survive without air no matter what. Doesn't matter.
That's right.
Also, Petey's fucking sitting on like hard concrete and like actual earth,
Yeah.
and Miles is on
That's
a
not top
fucking
of a bus?
yeah.
It's
is
a
he-
train, isn't it?
Yeah, he's on a
Oh,
train
yeah,
in a
right on
fucking
a train.
in a
At
fucking
that point, I thought he was on.
vortex.
I thought that was the same fight as he was on the building when he did the glass shooting at him and everything. I thought they
think
were
you're-
on that building.
I think you're
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
you're,
Even-
you're right.
And
Well,
so
either-
he had
either
some
way.
tension to break
But
rather
even
than
so,
hard concrete.
yeah.
Right, and you know the whole planet.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Going kerfuffle.
Yeah. Who knows what kind of gravity they were.
Yeah, I was actually
Yeah.
about to say that because whenever he flew through Fisk away, like all the gravity started to
Yeah.
get even
Mhm.
weirder.
I'm sure in a fucking vacuum like that, Fisk has a lot of gravity around him.
I mean,
Demonetized.
you should already.
Fucking. What a fat ass.
Man, another cool callback scene that was in there was in whenever Peter A is going to put the goober in the thing. Whenever Miles is watching him do like make his way there and whatnot, like there's like this like little end bit where he like one hand grabs this little thing moving in a circle and whatnot
The collider.
before he makes his way up. Miles does that exact same movement at the end.
Can we fucking talk about the fact that he literally just puts up his fucking arm and stops the collider for a second while he's fighting?
That's Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Strongest
At the
Marvel
beginning,
Yeah.
hero.
Oh,
but
yeah.
still,
And he was like,
god
"Man, I'm so
damn,
tired."
it's a super collider. You could have. I mean, if you were doing that, like fucking.
Yeah, why not just do
Well,
that? Like,
he does the whole Superman thing.
Fuck
like
that
pulling your
goober.
punches to not murder anybody.
Fair enough.
yeah, but murder the super collider. It's not a living being.
I also think he thought at that point that he would do more damage to the
Like the city?
if he just
Yeah.
completely
Didn't know how big
destroyed
the
it while it was
explosion would
working.
be.
Right.
That's fair. He wanted to actually shut it down
Right.
technologically instead of destroying it.
Which, you know what? If Fisk was a little more methodical and less impulsive and accepted Liv's timeline, this might not have been an issue for anybody.
And
Might have just
if they
had
didn't
a
have
nice
it,
reunion with his fucking
If they
estranged family from a different dimension, or he could have pissed that Fisk off and then they would have fought it out. And who gives a shit about
Yeah.
them? They can both die.
that
I
would
mean,
still be
like
a
whenever
dope
they
fight.
came through, they were like,
That would be
"Where are
cool.
we?"
Yeah, I
They,
really.
they didn't seem to really recognize what was going on.
And there are multiples of them as well.
Also, this
Yeah.
Fisk
Pulling
wore a black
multiples
suit.
in right?
Different universes.
So,
He's
So-
just said, God, I hate the way it looks.
yeah. So good motivation
That shit.
for Fisk.
I think that's typical. stuff
Over,
for Fisk,
o-
isn't it?
overzealous, but yes, good motivation
Yeah.
for sure.
When
But
we
he
first
is
watched the movie, you were
overzealous.
like,
Yeah,
"What
definitely
family? You
overzealous.
wanted to
Yeah.
die."
I didn't feel
I-
necessarily bad for him
No,
because
absolutely.
of how
not.
he was going about
I
it.
just I could just understand.
I liked his voice in it. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
So,
Who is
New
that?
York thing going
Anybody?
on.
You got
didn't-
any got that
Spider-Man,
one?
I'd say it's good to see you, but
I-
it's not.
I didn't feel like he was necessary. I think that Octavius would have been just fine as
I like
a
the
villain.
pairing of them.
I did, but
'cause
I just didn't think that he was really.
I don't
all
think that Octavius
necessary.
would have had a good enough
she,
motive
yeah, she,
other than just being.
I mean, what was her? She
maniacally
wanted to wait
strange.
longer.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
you needed
Yeah.
Fisk to hurry. You needed somebody impulsive like that to hurry up the process.
She
you
didn't
also
get
need
caught,
somebody
did
with
she?
the money to get
What?
this all
She got her ass kicked.
accomplished.
No, she didn't get caught.
She-
I think she died. She's probably
Ooh,
dead.
she's
She
still
got
there.
fucked up pretty hard.
Yeah.
But
she got hit by
She
a,
got hit by that train,
She
or was it a
got a
bus? It was a
semi.
bus,
I
or there was a
forgot
vehicle.
about
It was
that.
some
Pretty bad.
large.
Oh,
I
that's
remember
Liv
the last
Schreiber.
time I saw
That's
it.
fucking Sabretooth. That's who's playing him.
Playing
Sabretooth.
Kingpin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
Sabretooth,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's also.
that's fucking Sabretooth is playing him. That makes
Yeah.
total sense now that I hear the voice in my head, and that's dope.
He does a really good New Yorker.
Oh man, hell yeah.
The. Oh my god. When Peter B. Parker runs into their universe's Mary Jane, that scene
Oh my God.
fucking kills me.
It's so good.
Oh, it's
killing
so
it.
good.
It was
Hot,
obvious.
fresh bread.
I just want to, I just should have been there for you and should have gotten you
I'm just so sorry.
the bread.
I was so glad whenever he went back and
Mm-hmm.
like took her flowers. I was like, yes.
I love you. I'm so proud of you.
Make
Do I
some
want
weird
kids?
spider babies.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, do I want kids?
Yes.
It was just like
I didn't
confronting
ca-
that.
I didn't catch
I
that the
love you.
first
I'm
time.
so proud of you.
Yeah.
Do I want kids?
I didn't catch that the first
was-
time I watched it.
It
Oh
was
man.
just understated enough to be like, ha, nice.
And everyone's dialogue in the movie was just.
Oh
great.
yeah.
Mm.
Like between with themselves and
They specifically made this
cohesively.
movie to be rewatchable and rewatchable and
Oh, yeah.
rewatchable.
As a Marvel movie, this probably has some of the most grounded dialogue that I can think of.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's quick.
and yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
also for a movie that has a fucking cartoon pig in it, dressed as Spider-Man.
that pig was he's so good.
I want to go back and actually watch Peter Porker stuff.
Read.
Like,
Can you
Yeah,
float through
there
the air
was-
when he's still
there's
in
There's
the
an,
pod?
watch,
there's an
probably.
animated. There's a little animated series.
Can you float
Oh,
through the
Spider
air when
Pig?
he's still in the
Yeah.
pod?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or just go
watch-
watch.
Spider-Ham.
Just go watch The Simpsons.
I was.
I feel like it's you when you come.
Movie.
It's like,
Spider pig. Spider pig.
Money. Copyright. No.
Huh? Wait, Spider-Pig is?
If I did it off key, does that help?
that's how they do music on YouTube, right? They just change the.
Change the key.
Change
the
key.
Like, here's
Yeah.
Smells Like Teen Spirit in a major key.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Here's
So
it with a
good.
major key
That's
and
so
mixed
good.
with Rick Roll.
Oh, we made a pop punk.
That sounds so generic.
It's so bad.
We made it pop punk.
Made it worse.
Yeah, it's grunge.
Man,
It's already
Anything else after
bad.
that was gonna be worse.
speaking of the music in this,
Creed's better than Nirvana.
man,
Dope shit.
yeah, honestly, the second time
For
around,
sure.
I came around to it more.
You got a rating for it? Out of 10?
Of the music?
No, the movie.
Oh, the movie?
Oh.
Fuck that. I don't want to do that. I like.
We
this
always
movie
do
a lot.
that.
We'll get.
Do we have to?
Let's do letter grades instead.
Okay.
Like A through Z?
No, like A through F.
Oh.
Probably not. I mean, it's gonna be a really bad movie to get an F, but
Man, fucking, it's
But
hard
we're-
not to give this like an A+. Like
it re-
there
but
wasn't
let's-
anything
hold
that
on,
I
let's
didn't
not,
like.
Let's not get there quite yet because
Okay.
you're gonna talk about the music, and I agree.
I also have something else to say about the music.
There
Yeah.
are some portions of this that I don't know. I feel like the choices to make it current, while I understand that and you need to do that with this kind of movie, there's some like musical choices that I would prefer that are more iconic, I think, to my understanding of hip hop in New York. But
Yeah.
I also don't think that Miles would listen to those. And I think this is his story, and
Yeah.
kind of want music that would reflect around his experience, and
Mhm.
they do
I
well with that.
think it should have been referenced more with Aaron and his, with his uncle and his dad, though. In the scenes that involved his
Right.
uncle and his
There-
dad,
They did
there
have a
should,
dope fucking
They had
track
Biggie.
from Ready to Die.
yeah,
Which fuck yeah.
yeah.
But
Like that was
They had a couple of
and that was a
songs,
dope
didn't
little.
there was a version of Apache that plays while he's
But that's not the original.
No, it's
no.
a new mix with a bunch of different
Fucking.
shit in it.
I feel like they should have made more references with Prowler, and maybe around his dad, maybe just on the radio.
Because I think rap in New York, I think like Nas.
Yeah.
I think Wu-Tang.
Like saying that they
Wu-Tang.
see the
Wu-Tang
Prowler out there?
definitely
Yeah.
should have. I mean, I don't know if you could really use Wu-Tang in a PG-13
Sure
movie
you
very well.
There's
Is
some
it PG-13 or is it PG? It's PG.
Rated
Isn't it?
PG.
Yeah,
Could you
you
use-
could use tears.
I mean, yeah.
You only have to use just so much of it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you can work around it.
Lyrically.
I mean, they worked around it with Biggie, so I
Right.
guess yeah, kind of right. And he still said some things in
Oh,
that
yeah.
that were very like we're slinging dope.
Right.
Like,
The song that's like Miles's theme is very
Sunflower?
suggestive
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
normally.
I've talked about this so much with him
Said
about the song
subpar.
Sunflower.
oh, Sunflower. I thought you said
Sunflower.
subpar. I was like, I
No,
thought
it's
it was
called
great.
Sunflower. No, but the line I was telling about when we first saw it is whenever he says she wants to drive me, it's like she wants to ride me like a cruise, and then it goes into talking about sex.
Mm-hmm.
But Post Malone was that New Yorker that was just like, oh, I don't really think that's you in that scene where Spider-Man dies.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then Sunflower is also by Post Malone. There's like a couple other Post Malone songs in the movie. It just
Yeah.
felt very advertising for
Yeah.
Post Malone.
Let's see, seeing him get that kind
You're
of
saying
treatment.
there was too much
But-
Post Malone? in
I
there?
mean, I like Post Malone. It's just like when you're going through and actually looking at the stuff, like a lot of the songs from the playlist for this movie got like maybe 5 seconds. Like there was a song Familia, which was the
yeah,
Spanish one,
yeah.
which was written strictly for the movie, had 5 seconds.
I mean,
tops.
I don't really know anything about Senior Malone, but
I'm still living pre-Malone.
I'm still living in the
We're in a Post Malone era. Zach.
anti-Malonian area. But if, assuming that he is a big fan of Spider-Man, if I were allowed or asked to do multiple songs for a Spider-Man movie and had a cameo in that movie, I'd be stoked as fuck.
Yeah, me too.
So
Did Malone have a cameo?
Yeah, we just talked
I'm
about
sorry, I
it.
didn't hear it. That's my bad.
No.
I zoned.
He was the guy who was like, I don't think they're talking about you. I think they just mean like everybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He literally looked at me when I was talking.
No, I was looking at Nolan. I was literally just telling him that I farted.
So
That's
it was,
all I
it
was thinking
more
about.
important things.
yeah,
going on.
I didn't catch that until the second time seeing it that it was him, and I was like, Posty, he's sitting there, fucking.
Don't tell me I was looking at you. I know what I was doing.
I do feel like they
I
could
thought we
have
made eye
gotten.
contact.
I feel like they could have
So
gotten
you
more
leave.
range out of his songs than they did.
And
Yeah.
only one of the songs that he actually sings is on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
The other ones are just in there.
I'm also pretty pre-Malone.
of the
I was against it for a while, but
I
some good
didn't
shit.
say I was against it. I just haven't really listened to it.
I was like legit against it for a while, and I got shown a bunch of stuff, and they were like, "You're listening to all the singles. You should not do that. Pop on over here."
I feel
All
like
right,
your single
there you
should be
go.
good, too.
I mean, that hook is fucking fire.
Oh yeah.
No,
I will
Oh, yeah.
I will give it to that. That is a of the modern songs, I don't know what to call it. Let's call it like anthem hip hop, but like
Yeah.
his like
Anthop.
Like that fucking when he like puts on the black suit for the first time, breaks out the What's Up Danger.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
That's
It reminds me of Watsky, and that's what I fucking
Yeah.
love about Watsky.
I get that. You know,
I just love that fucking vibe.
I would love him to get a spot in some kind of, because he's a super big comic book fan as well.
He's in Camp.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
how
would love him to get a
Yeah,
good.
he does all the raps at the end of...
He does
He
2 of them.
just-
Does he
Right.
just do two?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just does 2.
Oh,
He might do work on some of them though, as well. He's
Richie
also a
Branson
producer.
is the one who took over and did all of them from season 2 onward.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Who did
Yep.
Space Kids?
It was him.
It was
yeah.
Richie Branson.
I finally
yeah,
get
it
to
was-
write
it
a
was-
song about Space Kid.
Yeah.
Once it the first season.
It was Watsky, Jeremy Dooley, and Ranskin. Or what
Richie Branson.
yeah, Reggie Branson.
The first season where there's just like random different rap songs that kind of fit the vibe of the episode, or just different random artists. Once it becomes specific songs about characters,
Yeah.
it's all
Well,
Richie right
no,
now.
they would,
Or about the episodes or the
They
stories
would
or whatever.
they would send the dude just a little bit of facts about the episode, and he would make the song from that.
yeah. That's pretty fucking sweet.
And that's the first word.
Wait, what?
Thank you guys for watching this Spider-Man review. Make sure to tune in next week for the Fandom Nonsense season finale. And we'll be keeping the first word going, but we'll be back with the full season in probably early February or something. But to wrap this up, who would you say was your favorite Spider-Man?
Peter B. Parker.
Peter B?
Yeah, definitely.
Any resounding one-line fucking like
Anything
Why?
particularly that he said?
like just like one sentence as to why.
Okay, I love Jake Johnson. I love the sardonic nature of all of his dialogue. I feel like I understand his motivations more than any other character. Yeah, that's about it. Also, do you want my letter right now, or do you want?
We'll come back to that.
Come through.
I really liked Gwen.
Yeah.
Loved it straight to the point.
That's it.
I really love Gwen.
About it.
I want to hear more because I
Like
really respect that choice. I really agree with it.
I don't really know much about the background of Gwen, but like I've read some of the Spider-Gwen comics, like way back that I don't remember much of. But she always just seemed like even though she didn't have someone to teach her, she knew what to do, and she has like the dancer background, not background, but
She's in a fucking band.
yeah. Growing up as a teenage
She's a
girl
drummer.
who didn't have many
Drummer.
like people to look to in comic books, I liked her a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna straight go with Noir, man. Like I don't. Nick Cage did a fucking perfect job.
He did kill
He's
it.
a perfect superhero.
He was emotionally.
He's a national treasure.
He was just as emotional as he needed to be in the moment, even though he was playing a cool, calm, collected character.
He's a
Ish.
ghostwriter.
And then he just had the funniest moments in the movie to me.
Make jokes like that, we're gonna have to face off.
In
for
the City
sure.
of Angels.
For sure, the funniest moments
Man,
in
I
the
tell
movie
you
to
what,
me.
I'm just trying to raise Arizona over here.
Don't. Might be a rumblefish.
Bees.
Man, you're about to be gone in 60
Let
seconds.
me tell you what, you have no idea about this wild at heart shit that's going on over here.
Man, he's doing it like a national treasure over there.
I already did
Oh,
national treasure.
Oh,
no,
what?
You ruined
no,
it. You
Did he?
ruined it.
No.
Soiled
Open
it.
the
No.
book of
So-
secrets.
Shit.
Alright, thank God.
Moving
Man,
on.
Broke
hey,
that.
I had to
Next.
ruin it so we could
Guys.
You
go.
ruined it like the
Guys.
untitled Superman movie.
But
So,
guys,
keep going.
next.
So proud.
Yeah,
Bro.
no, that's perfect.
Okay, so Noir. Man, I got a tie between Peter B. Parker and Spider-Ham.
Peter Parker?
Peter Porker, yeah.
Any particular
But-
reason?
I mean, well, Peter Porker because I just loved every line that he had, and I don't know. You felt for Peter B.
It's hard to get away from.
Yeah.
Well, in the spirit of everybody having picked a different character, I definitely agree with Peter B. But I'm actually going to say,
Penny.
no,
Ame.
Peter 42.
Okay, yeah. He was really fucking awesome.
He was really fucking.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically like,
Yeah, the little bit that you got of him was awesome.
the little bit you get out of him is awesome, and like I was trying to get at before, Spider-Man is such an important, iconic character, of comics. He really stands on his own, because Batman's not really much of a hero of the people. You know, he's more complicated.
Yeah.
His relationship with the public is more complicated than that.
It's
a lot
much
of
harder
times.
to relate to.
Nobody's asking Batman to do a flip.
Right, and your other DC characters are
I'll do a flip when I goddamn feel like
are gods, and the other Marvel characters are genius scientists, and you know have their wits about
And
them.
assassins and
Right, exactly.
super
Peter's
trained
just-
soldiers.
Peter's just always been just a regular guy, and to see a Spider-Man that's so firmly established as a loved and respected hero of the people, and how much it hits when that character dies, like, because you never really see that with Spider-Man. Like a Spider-Man that they pull off being that character, that beloved Spider-Man, but also
your friend
killing him off.
Yeah.
You were talking about modernization. Them all walking around with their cell phones out,
Yeah.
looking at, and like everybody in the city is like
Really
involved
knowing.
in this like
Yeah.
one thing and like around talking about it.
A better person
Such
to analogize?
Mm-hmm.
Analogize?
Sure.
Make
It's
an
like a Jay-Z
make an
guy
analogous
right
of?
now,
Yeah.
How people
Yeah.
would.
If the Flash is a better hero
Yeah.
to put to Spider-Man than Batman, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's got a whole museum that the town wanted to make in his honor because of
yeah.
Wally's done.
That's one of the best episodes of Justice League Unlimited, for sure.
But you know, even
Got
the-
me again, Flash.
It's a big point of
I will agree that it is a more tight analogy. But even the Flash is more reliant on his power. Like the great thing about Spider-Man is the least interesting thing about him is his actual powers that he has. Like he made the web shooters himself. Like the spider sense and the strength are the main things that he gets from
and
it.
the sticky.
and the sticky, but like
He makes the sticky.
no the stick
The
because
sticky-
that happens naturally.
It's the fingers.
No, we mean like the stick on the wall.
Oh, you're talking about this sticky.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
The
okay.
finger sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah, got you.
Uh,
Little
I
hairs.
Fibers.
thought you meant the shoot sticky.
Oh yeah. He
The,
does.
the,
he
the
does
foot
that.
put.
Sam Raimi.
I did that. I did not
yeah,
reference
bullshit,
that
by
correctly.
the way. Why?
Right.
Hmm?
Why do that?
Because you don't want to take the time to make him make them.
That would have been such a cool fucking scene.
I
though.
agree.
Yeah.
It was
But he
cool
wasn't-
in Amazing Spider-Man.
It
wasn't-
That movie was kind of bullshit.
he wasn't-
It was
super
cool
techie.
watching. What?
He wasn't like super techie.
He should have been though, because
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you're
is.
right.
Yeah.
He should have been, but
Yeah.
the character that they
Gets
did
treated
in that
as a nerd, but
wasn't
isn't
really-
a nerd.
It's almost like the Peter Parker and Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies gets the character completely wrong. Moving on,
it's almost that way.
but
Look at the
Like-
numbers.
if there's
Nicolas Cage.
if there's a character that really defines anybody can wear the mask, it's Spider-Man, because it's really the bite is secondary to the choice of being a hero that he makes.
Right.
He could have done so many other things with
Mm-hmm.
it, and never really rose much of a suspicion.
That's probably why his origin story is one of the most iconic and well remembered, because he would have done a lot of other more selfish things with it fate not gone the way that it had.
Yeah.
Home Alone, but 2 Spider-Mans versus Batman. We know Batman's gonna win, but it's still gonna be funny getting there.
Wait, are you saying 2 Spider-Man?
Is Macaulay Culkin there?
Hold on.
Yeah.
No, I would put one Spider-Man against Batman.
But they're the
Certainly
sticky.
two.
They're the sticky bandits.
Yeah, I'm just
we
saying.
We get that as part of the.
Okay,
I'm just
right,
making
we-
saying.
One Spider-Man against 2 Batmans.
See that I would definitely be like, okay.
But they're not gonna. He's not gonna win.
Who?
Because the thing is, like,
Spider-Man? Yeah, Spider-Man probably
Batman
wouldn't win against 2 Batmans.
absolutely fucking not. He wouldn't win against one.
Yes, he would.
Yeah, you would.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would.
No, he wouldn't.
His spider sense goes way beyond.
Batman's just
What
a fucking.
Batman
I mean,
can
he's a
do.
fucking ninja and he's fucking
fucking
beat as hell. But
genius and has a.
So is
Spider-
But
Spider-Man.
he's not gonna come prepared for a spider. If it's
Yeah.
just if he's
The reason 2 Batman would be able to beat Spider-Man is because he can watch
Yeah.
Spider-Man fight the first Batman.
Yeah.
and then make
We are
him
gonna
fight.
go off on a tangent on
No,
this one.
I'm telling you.
perfect.
Spider-Man beats Batman 1-on-1, Spider-Man loses against 2 Batmans.
You're in a universe where
So
Spider-Man
Nolan, what's
has-
your rating for this movie?
there the
What are you
whole
thinking?
time.
Like in an A to F rating? Oh,
I'm gonna say.
Wonderful.
Oh, what note was that? Now we gotta figure it out in post.
Man, if that was an A.
That'd be dope.
we can all
I'm
make
gonna give
our.
this an A. Teetering on an A-. Not
Okay.
because of it being unenjoyable, because this has been one of the better movie-going experiences in an already amazing year for movies
Yeah.
for me.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say A. Yeah.
A.
A.
What
Give us a
is-
fonts.
Plot holes.
Yeah, just some minor writing stuff that I
Right.
think just because they had so many moving pieces and
Mhm.
stuff that didn't really matter.
Like storyline writing, not dialogue, though.
Yeah, no, dialogue was on point.
Okay.
I think just purely for the sake of like having so many different set pieces and having so many different objectives and shit, trying to really disseminate all this information, it's easy to let some things like fall through the cracks, and I think that they did a little bit. But you know, for the sake of the overall movie, everything worked really well together, and I want to see it a third time.
Yeah.
Probably in
IMAX.
theaters. Yeah, in IMAX. That'd be fucking awesome.
IMAX 3D. Let's do it.
Seriously though, let's go to Nashville.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Guitar Center, IMAX. Let's make a day of it.
Or St. Louis, where they have a dome.
Love Dome.
The dome IMAX.
The Omnimax.
Like, there's
That's-
it's
you
an
know that song?
actual.
Yeah.
It's a dome
They just-
that
I
goes
thought they
over.
just show,
and
like,
do
fucking-
that.
See, I went to
Science
an
movies
IMAX
and
for the
shit,
first
man.
time.
We'd have to
like,
actually see
yeah,
what
like
IMAX
a
is
year
playing
ago.
Spider-Man.
Right.
So
That's
it
what we
blew
need
my
to do
mind.
before we
Yeah.
just.
There's a
You know what we
there's a
need to do
dome one.
is ask Serena
Like,
what
go
her
in.
letter grade is.
And yeah.
An A.
An A.
Yeah. Whenever I watched it a second time, I was kind of nervous about whether or not it would like make me cry again or tear up, or whether I'd have that anxiety of whether or not someone's gonna die, even though I know they're not gonna die.
Right.
I mean, I still was upset when Aaron died, obviously.
It's an upsetting thing.
Thank you. I didn't want to be the one to say it. But where was I going with that?
Where were you on that?
I don't
A.
You wanted.
But it didn't
you
make
wanted
you
to
lose
be
interest having seen it already. Is that what you're saying?
I'd watch it again multiple times
Right.
and I'd own it, but there were parts during it whenever I was watching it again where I was just like, okay, I've seen this. It's kind of a lull. I'm ready to get to the next part.
There were pee break moments
A lot of them.
for sure.
I also have a tiny bladder.
Either way. I've been spending this entire time trying to make a D joke and try to make it not completely gross, and I can't go anywhere with it that's not completely gross. So I'm going to give it an A.
Like your typical D.
I'm actually going to go a step above that, and I'm definitely going to give it an A+, because I literally can't see anything wrong with it. It may be because I'm less analytical about it. It may be because I watch movies wrong, and it may be because I watch movies right, and that's a thing. But like, I literally can't see anything so wrong with it that I wouldn't say that it's the best movie that's come out this year that I have seen, for sure.
Infinity War game.
I know. I would definitely put it above Infinity War.
I mean, yeah, if we're just grading movies against movies, then absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely, I'll put it above Infinity War.
That's a
I
gift.
had way more
It's a gift,
interest the
isn't it?
entire
That's what it
time
is.
than I did in Infinity War
Right.
at any point.
Mm.
I was
Same
on my
flavor.
edge of my seat for like
Yes.
5 scenes in Infinity War. I was on my edge of my seat, like wanting to see everything on the screen in this the entire time. So
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna
I
give it
was-
an A plus.
I'm definitely invested anytime that I watch Infinity War, but it's a reward for investment in the story. Like, it's a good movie on its own, but the more invested you are in that story, the more you're going to get out of Infinity War. This, I'm sure this will keep me engaged more and longer than that movie does, but it stands on its own without having the supporting weight of another
Of
universe
10
already
years
established.
of other
Exactly.
universe.
Tangentially, Infinity War introduces, has a lot of characters in it,
Mhm.
and so does this movie. But this movie has that effect where it makes you want to delve into the ancillary characters that it references.
Yeah, I want to go back and read about these
Like,
guys.
Infinity War wouldn't make me want to read a Doctor Strange comic,
Yeah,
but this would make me want to read Spider-Man Noir or
Yeah.
even
Uh,
Spider-Pig,
yeah.
whatever.
Ham.
Spider-Ham, whatever.
You'll get there.
Aaron.
I mean, I'm also going to give it an A plus. On art alone, on art styling
Jesus.
alone.
If
I
we
would
were just
give it-
gonna
It's
rate
like the
that,
top-
I would give it A+.
I mean, I was just saying on that alone, but yeah,
Right.
but like that mixed with like the dialogue, everything, the plot holes. I didn't give a shit about any sort of plot holes.
Right.
None of them mattered enough to even make me
Right.
question it.
None of them ruined anything.
No.
Just
No,
things
no.
I noticed and I couldn't help from noticing
Yeah.
because that's
Right.
how I watch movies.
Yeah,
But-
same.
Oh yeah, I feel that. But like I said, I don't give a shit about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in the end, all be all, the story itself that's being told was told magnificently.
Yeah.
Bingo, bango, bang the bongo.
Yeah, I'd almost see. I watch movies the same way. In fact, if I hadn't always before, I feel like I'm kind of obligated to doing this
Yeah.
to watch movies with that kind of lens, and so I definitely feel you on that. And there's some other things, but nothing ever really amounts to anything that can really knock it down. Like, it doesn't make up a percent negative against the grade. And like you said, the art, like, I'm a big stickler for animated movies, and this is the most beautiful, ambitious, groundbreaking animated cinematic movie.
Right.
Like, of course, you couldn't do something like this without a big team, so it's fucking amazing to see what you can do with a full studio animated movie, actually pushing the boundaries and trying new things with the format.
Is there any kind of stop motion in the production of this? Because there are times where it really appears to
it's-
have that kind of.
It's animating like 2 and 4 FPS
Yeah.
a lot of times.
They just dropped the frame rate
Okay.
Yeah.
super low so that it had that comic like
Okay. Well, that's cool.
feel.
Right.
I noticed that a
It's
lot
like-
more when we
yeah.
sat more forward.
Right.
But-
some of the modeling just kind of felt like that too. Like
It's got that
everything has a texture to it.
I feel like they might have mocapped some of it and then
Yeah.
put it in a really low FPS.
it's the modeling's got that well, what's Bernie's car from?
Tesla.
Cell shading.
Oh, it's
Borderlands.
Borderlands, yeah. It's got that Borderlands Mercs fucking trilogy, like cell shaded, like drawn on like wrinkle lines and stuff kind of look to it.
And did it so well.
Rating.
Rating? Like I said, probably an A
Okay.
plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because even though I can agree that it's not perfect, no flaws about it override anything great about it, because characters, dialogue, and the aesthetics alone make it worth going back to it over and over again.
It is super hard not to dick suck this movie.
Yeah, it really, really
it's
is.
really hard to figure out something to really pick at.
That's a good
Yeah.
note to. It's really
It's
easy to
hard.
suck this movie's dick.
Yeah, that's what
that's-
they should put on the posters. Try not to suck this movie's
There
dick.
you go,
Try.
Sony.
Try.
Take this movie
You got
into
one.
your Spider-Verse.
We give this movie 10 out of 10 sucked dicks.
It's really hard not to suck this movie's dick. That's you can quote us.
Yep.
Fandom Nonsense Podcast says 10 out of 10 dicks sucked.
God, I wish we could make that the title.
And
No, like Rotten Tomatoes, like flaccid penis is like the 0 rating, and then like you get to like.
That
No.
should have been my D joke. Damn it.
Speaking of 0 ratings, completely separate from Spider-Verse, did you see that the
Should
new
we just
Sherlock
buy it
movie?
first?
what?
the new Sherlock movie that's coming out got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes?
Ha! Funny. Of course it did.
It did, because it's going to be awful.
Yeah.
Wait, are we talking about the
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell
Yeah.
and...
Yeah.
what's his name?
Well,
John C. Reilly.
we'll talk about that. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
I don't want to make a
So,
review about that.
Happy New Year.
I
Bye.
mean,
kinda
like,
do some
completely
good shit
separate
on
from
it.
this whole thing
Huh?
I'm just mentioning.
You say you want to deuce the shit out of
No,
it?
I'm going
I
back.
want to-
Fuck you, I'm going back.
I'm gonna review
Because
the
if
shit out of
Spider-Man
it.
existed in the DC universe, and Batman, from the very beginning, knew that Spider-Man existed, which he would, because he even fucking knew that Billy
go watch
Bats...
the Death-
hold
go watch
on,
the
there-
Death Battle.
There are like
Even when he knew that Billy
there are
Bats...
multiple Marvel DC crossovers. There are characters that that exist to oversee those such events. So he doesn't have to exist for the whole time.
He has a contingency
They can
for
just
everyone.
run into they can just run into each other in one of those when their universes collide.
What?
So Spider-Man, Batman, boom. They're fucking squaring up on the street. What happens? How's Batman getting out of this?
He has fought people who have super strength before. He fights Bane on a regular fucking basis.
Right,
He's
but
one of the only
Bane
people who
isn't
has
a
actually
fucking super
broken his
genius.
back.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Not
he's
on that level.
he's super intelligent.
Right.
He's not technologically intelligent.
No, he's
but
not.
He is
like,
a
he's
he's
not
an
enhanced.
he's an extreme strategist
yeah.
though.
It's not nearly as strong.
Yeah, I don't know
He's
about
an
that one.
extreme strategist, and I don't know about the feats that Bane has done. so I
I'm pretty
can't speak on
sure
that
Bane
one.
is stronger.
I don't think Bane is anything.
Well, maybe, well, at least around the same par of strength as fucking Spider-Man.
I just feel like if he was when
Movies
the
and visual media have done a very poor job of portraying just how fucking strong Spider-Man is.
the setting that I was talking about in the first place was two Spider-Mans trying to get into and steal from Batman's house.
Oh, in the Batcave?
In his house, it doesn't matter.
Wayne Manor.
Fucking put him in Home Alone house. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, Home Alone, but the Sticky Bandits are Spider-Man.
Right.
And Kevin is fucking Batman.
No, they'd be